Hi everyone, my name is Piterpakulski. Today we will continue building financial model of a manufacturing business idea, and today we will be modeling a loan. So there are a lot of different types of financing of your business idea: equity, investors, business partners, but you may have a loan as well, and today we'll be focused on that. If you find this video valuable, you may give us a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. As usually, at the end screen of this video, I'll be sharing the link to the playlist where all these tutorials will be kept. And when we will finish with this model, I will place all the links on the tutorials how I created for this model in the description of this video as well, so you may watch all the tutorials one by one from scratch. So let's briefly go from the beginning what we were modeling during the previous tutorials. So we were modeling, so we have two products. Two products are being produced on two lines, line 1, line 2. Then we were modeling when we started operating activity. Then we made an assumption that we have some shifts on manufacturing line 1, line 2. Then we moved to raw materials. We were modeling how we purchase raw materials, what raw materials participate in production of product A, product B. We moved to investment plan. Then we moved to payroll for production line 1, production line 2. Then we moved to fixed payroll, stable payroll. Then we moved to the payroll linked to the amount of units of products sold, produced, product A and product B. Then we moved to the revenues and assume that we have different types of customers for product A and product B, and we may have different prices for different types of customers and different types of payments for different types of customers. Then we were modeling electricity costs. Then we moved to the direct expenses linked to the amount of raw materials needed for manufacturing process. Then we moved to direct costs linked to amount of shifts that we worked during this or that month for line 1 and line 2. Then we moved to packaging costs like pallets. Then we focused on fixed expenses. And now we will be talking about the loan. So let's create a new block of inputs. So first of all, let's specify loan amount. So let's take $1 million. So this is the input. So I'm coloring this input with blue because blue is the unique color which goes with all our inputs. This is needed for us to make us be able to find all the inputs very easily during scenario modeling. So this is significantly ease our life when the whole financial model is ready. So we can just jump from one input to another, and we can easily find all the inputs. So that's very so this eases the scenario play. So loan amount. So then we specify, just a second, Then we specify when we get this loan: year, month. For year I will take data validation list. So let's change the format a bit. Number. So this is input as well, so I'm coloring it with blue. Then month, I will do data validation as well. So let's say we get this loan in June, and this is the input. So then we are specifying the loan term in months. So let's say we are getting 36-month loan. This is the input. Then we specify interest rate in percentage format. So this is the input, so let's say 7%. Then the next input will be grace period for interest in months, if there is any, for example 6 months grace period. Then grace period for the principal payments. Let's say we have 12 months grace period for principal payments. We can play with all these inputs. So first of all, let's create the timeline. So first of all, we specify when we get the loan. Getting the loan. So if and we will be using if and end function. If this value equals to this, and this month equals to this, then we put 1, otherwise 0. So this is the moment when we get the loan. Now let's create a loan inflow itself. So that's a very easy story. We just take this line and multiply on this. So here we can see the inflow of the loan. Let's mark this line with green because this line will go to the cash flow statement. This is the inflow. Then we need to start counting the months of our loan. So loan counting start. So this will be just a displacement of this line. Here it is. Now let's count the loan. So for the first month we'll do this. So if and this equals to 0 and this equals to 0, then we put 0 otherwise. If the second condition, if this equals to 0, this is more than 0, then we put 1. Then if and this value is more than 0 and this value is less than the loan term, we are freezing this cell. Then we took this value plus 1, otherwise we are closing counting of the loan. So here we can see how we start counting the loan. So now we can see, so in July 2026 we get the first, this is the last payment of principal and interest. So the next step will be, so we need to know what will be the payment for the principal. So principal payment will be amount of principal payments. So the amount of principal payments will be the term of loan minus grace period for the principal. So we have 24 months of principal payments. So the next and the principal payment will be dollar per month, and the principal payment dollar per month will be $1 million divided by the amount of payments. So this will be $41,000 monthly for just principal payments. So when we have grace period, when the grace period is over, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, starting with 7, we will be paying $41,000 till the end of the loan. So let's create a new line. Principal payments dollar per month. So we will write a formula. So if this value is more than 0 and this value is more than principal payment, a grace period for principal payment, so this is if and function, then I will be putting this value of payment. Otherwise 0. So if this value is more than 0 and this value So this is our $1 million loan payments for the principal. So if I select all of them, this will give us $1 million principal. Now I will color it with red because this line will go to the cash flow statement. For example, if I select here 4 months, will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then payments will start. If I have 0, payments will start right from the first month of the count. And now we need to move to the interest payments. So for interest payments, we need to calculate the principal at any given moment or inside the timeline of the loan. So now we will create a line for principal at any given moment. So for the first month this will look like this. For the next month this will look like previous value plus inflow minus principal payment. So here we can see that at the end of our loan, the principal is over. And now, if we know the amount of principal, we can calculate the amount of interest paid, knowing the principal. So interest paid. This will be nominated in dollar per month. So this will be formula if, and so if this value is more than 0 and this value is more than grace period for the interest, so what we will do, we will take the principal payment, multiply on the interest rate, and divide it by 12, because it is monthly and the interest rate is annual value. Then we are closing the brackets. So here we can see the interest payments. And now we know the amount of interest paid. I will color it with orange. And for example, we want to see two types of interest payments. The regression, like this, because here we have the bigger amount of the biggest amount of principal. Then when we start paying principal, the principal starts decreasing and the amount of interest paid is also decreases. But we may have some even payments, and let's create the algorithm for that. So first of all, let's calculate the amount of interest paid. So this is the amount of interest paid. So this will be this value, and then amount of interest payments, will be loan term minus grace period for interest. And then interest payment evenly, so we will take this value and divide it by this value. So the next payment, interest paid, let's say regression, and here I will be interest paid evenly. So here the formula will be, for example, if this value is more than 0, then I will place this value, otherwise 0. So as we can see, the totals for these two lines are the same, but the way we pay it is different. And now we need just to create the switcher way of interest payments. So let's go up and say evenly and regression. Let's go back. We will use data validation, list, then we go up, choose these values, so this is the input. I'm coloring it with blue. And then interest paid will be $1 per month. So the final line for interest paid will be if this value equals to, so if it is evenly, for example, if that's evenly, then we are putting this value. Otherwise, we are putting, if it is regression, we're putting the first algorithm that we've created. Now let's close it, assign it the red color because this line will go to the cash flow statement. Now let's extrapolate this formula to the right. So evenly or regression. So this is February, for example, grace period for principal. So regression, evenly. So now we have two ways of principal payments. So this was the story about the loan. If you find this video valuable, you may give us a like, subscribe, Share this video with your friends. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. At the end screen of this video, I will be giving you the links to the playlist where I will be keeping all these videos, all these tutorials. And when we will finish this model, I will give you the links in the description of this video as well, so you can watch all the tutorials from scratch one by one. So thanks you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe. See you next videos. Thank you and bye.